The drawer is supposed to be locked from the outside only. Tonight, it's locked from the inside. I don't touch it. I write it down. That's the job. You write it down and you don't touch anything you can't explain. The overnight log shows this row checked and sealed at 11:40. Nobody's badge has cleared the cold room since. Policy down here is simple. Anything irregular, you radio it up before you go near it. You don't investigate alone, not on this floor. My hand's already on the radio. I'm not pressing the button. Because if I call it in, someone else comes down to check first, and whatever this is stops being mine to understand. So I do the thing you're not supposed to do down here. I get closer. If you work nights alone around things that are supposed to stay still, this channel is for you. Subscribe if you want more of these. New one every week. The drawer doesn't creak when it opens. That's the part I didn't expect. Story 1. I've worked the overnight shift at Fairhaven Regional's lower-level morgue for 14 months. Cleaning crew, technically. Contract position, technically. What that means in practice, I mop the tile, I restock the sinks, I wipe down the drawer handles at the end of every shift so the chrome doesn't dull, and I do it between 11 at night and 7 in the morning, when the building above me sleeps and the building below me doesn't. The cold room hums. It's always hummed. 24 refrigerated drawers, 3 rows of 8, compressor cycling every 40 minutes, like a slow heartbeat you stop noticing after the first week. You learn the building's rhythms down here, the way you learn a house's creaks, which sounds belong, which ones don't. I could tell you before tonight the exact pitch that hum sits at. A low D, maybe, if I'm being generous with myself. Steady, boring, mine. Tonight, it hums different. I notice it before I notice anything else, before the smell, before the temperature, before I even have the light on. The pitch is wrong, higher, like the compressor's working harder than it should, like something in there is fighting the cold instead of just accepting it. I stand in the doorway a full 10 seconds before I flip the switch, just listening, telling myself it's a belt going bad, a fan blade knocking loose, anything mechanical, anything with a part number and a replacement schedule. I check the log. 22 occupied drawers tonight, 2 empty, 9 and 17, both cleared out this afternoon for transport. I don't think about it. I start at the far wall like always, working my way down the row, wiping, checking, moving. Wipe, check, move. My hands know this job better than my brain does. 9 is closed. It shouldn't be. Empty drawers get left cracked an inch, house rule, so the night guy knows at a glance what's occupied without pulling every handle. I've done this walk 100 times. 9 and 17 are always cracked. Always. The way a light switch is always in the same place in the dark. You don't have to look, you just know. Tonight, 9 is flush shut, latched. I stand there a second too long, telling myself the transport crew latched it out of habit, that it doesn't mean anything, that I check labels for a living, and this isn't a label, this is a feeling, and feelings aren't on the manifest. I've never once in 14 months written down a feeling. I write down what I see. That's the whole job. I open it anyway. Empty. Just the steel tray, the faint chemical smell of the last occupant still clinging to the lining, that specific cold that isn't like outdoor cold, flatter, drier, like the air itself has had something taken out of it. I feel stupid for a second, stupid and relieved, and I go to close it back the regulation inch, and that's when I hear it. Not from the drawer, from the wall behind it. A sound like knuckles, soft, patient,
3 taps spaced a full second apart, coming from inside the refrigeration unit itself, the machinery side, the side no person has ever had reason to be on. I put my palm flat against the steel front of the drawer, stupidly, like I could feel through 8 inches of insulated metal whether something on the other side was listening back. I don't run. I want to be clear about that, because it matters later. I finish the row, I finish the log, I clock the noise as compressor, recommend maintenance inspection, because that's the honest, defensible thing to write, and I have never, in 14 months, written down what I actually think I heard. My hand is steadier on the page than it was in the room. That's a skill you develop down here, whether you want it or not. At 4:50 a.m., I go back to lock the cart in the supply closet, which sits directly behind the cold room's east wall, the machinery side. The closet is unfinished, exposed pipe and conduit, and where the wall meets the cold room, there's a gap maybe 4 inches wide, where the insulation panel never got sealed right. I've seen it before. I've never looked through it before. There was never a reason to. I look through it now. A single service bulb lights the compressor unit, and past it, past the tangle of coils and piping, I can see the back panel of drawer 9 from behind. It's the wrong angle to see anything except cold steel and shadow. That's what I tell myself while I'm looking, even as I'm already seeing it. There's a handprint on it, pressed in the frost, fingers spread, palm flat, like something braced itself there from the inside of the wall cavity, a space with no door, no access panel, nothing a person could fit through, nothing wider than the pipe insulation and a few inches of dead air. I count the fingers twice, because counting is something to do with my eyes besides staring. 5, just 5. I don't know why that detail is the one that stays with me, but it does. Some small animal part of my brain needing the print to be wrong somehow, needing an extra finger or a missing one, anything that would let me file it under not a hand instead of what it plainly is. I don't tell the day shift. I write recommend maintenance inspection on the log, underline it twice, and I go home, and I don't sleep. And the next night when I come in, drawer 9 is cracked the regulation inch exactly like it's supposed to be, like nothing ever happened, like the building corrected itself before anyone could ask it to explain. The hum is back to its old pitch too, that low D, steady, boring, mine, again, or pretending to be.
Story 2. 3 weeks later, a new admin starts running the intake system electronically instead of the old paper cards, and she calls me down before my shift to help reconcile the physical drawers against the new database, because nobody's done a full audit in over a year, and the numbers, she says, aren't matching. She says it like it's a filing problem. I've stopped believing filing problems are ever just filing problems down here. 22 occupied drawers on the paper manifest, 21 in the new system. We go tray by tray. Every label matches a name, a case number, a transport date. Every drawer, that is, except 12. Drawer 12's tray card reads a name, Marcus Aldana, admitted 6 days prior, awaiting family identification, but the electronic system has no record of a Marcus Aldana, no intake form, no case number ever generated. As far as the hospital's official system is concerned, drawer 12 has been empty for the entire 6 days. The admin checks it 3 times, retyping the name, checking for a typo, a transposed digit, anything that would make this a keyboard error instead of what it is. I pull the drawer myself because the admin won't.
It's occupied. It matches the physical card exactly. A person is in there who exists on paper and doesn't exist anywhere else. No digital trail, no chain of custody, nothing except a handwritten card and my own eyes telling me he's real. I stand there longer than the job requires, looking at a man who is fully, undeniably present in the room and completely absent from every system meant to account for him. The admin makes some calls, comes back pale. Turns out 6 days ago was the night the hospital's record system went down for scheduled maintenance. 4 hours, midnight to 4 a.m., and whatever intake happened in that window never got logged anywhere except this one physical card, filled out by hand, signed with an initial that doesn't match anyone currently on staff. She pulls the staff roster. She pulls the badge access log for the lower level during those 4 hours. Nobody swiped in, nobody swiped out. The door logs show the cold room as unaccessed for the entire maintenance window. I ask who was working intake that night. She checks the schedule. Nobody was. The intake desk was unmanned for the entire maintenance window. Policy says a body can't be accepted without a supervising tech present to verify identity and cause of death. There's a form for this. There's always a form. This is the one part of the job that never runs on paper alone anymore. 2 signatures, 1 photo ID scan, 1 time-stamped system entry, redundant on purpose, so exactly this kind of gap can't happen. Someone accepted Marcus Aldana anyway, signed for him, assigned him a drawer, and then whoever did it left no other trace of themselves at all. No badge swipe, no camera hit, no second signature. Just a name on a card in handwriting nobody in the building recognizes, in a room the door logs insist was empty. I go back to drawer 12 that night to do my normal wipe down of the handle, same as every drawer, same as 14 months of routine, and the card slotted into the holder has changed. Same handwriting, new line added at the bottom, beneath the original intake note, in ink that looks fresher than 6 days old. Reassigned to 9 when ready. Drawer 9, the one that hummed different, the one with the handprint pressed into frost on the wrong side of a solid wall. I read the line 4 times, and each time I read it, I become more certain of something I can't prove and won't say out loud to the admin. Whatever wrote that note knew about drawer 9 before I told anyone about drawer 9. I never wrote the incident down anywhere but my own maintenance log, and that log sits in a locked drawer of my cart, and my cart sits in a supply closet only I have a key to. I don't reassign anything. That's not my job, and I tell myself that's the reason I don't, and not the other reason, the one where some part of me understands that whatever is managing drawer assignments in this building right now isn't clocked in, isn't on the schedule, and isn't waiting for my permission. I leave the card exactly where it is, and I finish the rest of my round faster than usual that night, and I don't look through the gap in the supply closet wall, not once, and I tell myself that's just because I'm behind schedule.
Story 3. The audit gets escalated. A supervisor from downtown comes to review the discrepancy, and I'm asked to walk her through exactly what I documented and when, because my maintenance log entry from 3 weeks back is now the only paper trail connecting the humming compressor to whatever happened with drawer 12. She reads my recommend maintenance inspection note twice, looks up at me and asks, carefully, like she already knows the answer isn't going to be a machine part, what I actually heard that night. I tell her exactly what I wrote, nothing more. I've had 3 weeks to decide that's the safest version of the truth to give anyone. She has me sign a statement confirming my observations, standard procedure.
I sign it at the front desk, under fluorescent light, in full view of 2 other staff members, at 11:40 p.m. on a Tuesday. I remember the time specifically because I check my phone right after, out of habit, calculating how many hours are left in the shift. 11:40, 7 hours and 20 minutes to go. At 6:15 a.m., 7 hours later, at the end of the same shift, she calls me back to the desk and shows me a second statement. Same case number, same date, my handwriting, my signature, dated and timed at 11:40 p.m. on that same Tuesday. I never wrote it. I've never seen it before in my life. It says something my first statement doesn't say. Where my real statement describes a maintenance sound and an unexplained condensation pattern, this one describes, in my handwriting, in my phrasing, in the exact clipped defensive tone I use when I'm trying not to sound crazy, a full conversation. It says I spoke with the occupant of drawer 9. It records what he said to me. I don't want to write down what it says he said. I'll tell you it was calm. I'll tell you it used my name, correctly, a name I've never given to anyone in this building except through my employee badge, which doesn't print full names, only initials and an ID number. I'll tell you that reading it felt less like reading a false statement and more like reading a transcript of something that happened somewhere I wasn't standing yet, a version of that Tuesday I hadn't lived yet, running in parallel to the one I remembered, and somebody or something had simply copied down the wrong one onto my page. The supervisor asks if I remember writing this second statement. I tell her the truth. No. She writes something down, I don't get to see what, and tells me she'll be in touch, and leaves, and I finish my shift, because the drawers still need to wipe down, whether or not I understand what's happening to the paperwork. That's the part nobody prepares you for about this job. The horror doesn't excuse you from the mop. At the end of the shift, 6:55 a.m., I do my final round. Drawer 9 cracked the regulation inch, like always now, like it's remembered to behave. Drawer 12 empty, finally reconciled. Marcus Aldana's card removed sometime overnight by someone I never saw and never asked to remove it. The manifest tonight reads 21 occupied drawers, clean, matching, no discrepancies flagged. On paper, everything about this building finally makes sense. I go to log my shift complete, same as every night, same signature I've signed hundreds of times. There's already a signature on tonight's line, dated 4 hours from now. Mine. I haven't worked that shift yet. I close the logbook. I don't write anything under it. I stand there in the fluorescent hum of the front desk, and I think about the second statement, the one with the conversation I never had, and I understand, not guess, understand, that some entries in this building don't wait for the hours that are supposed to produce them. They just arrive early, in your own hand, signed and dated, and waiting for you to catch up to a version of the night that's already finished happening. I don't know which Tuesday actually occurred. I don't know if the one where I heard 3 knocks and wrote a careful, boring maintenance note was the real one, or the one where I apparently sat down with whatever's in drawer 9 and had a conversation calm enough to write home about. Some entries, I'm learning, you don't get to make. They just show up in your hand before you've lived the hours that produced them, and the only thing left to do is come back tomorrow night and find out which version of tonight actually happened.